Japan's ruling party just got humiliated. And the biggest winner? A conspiracy-peddling, anti-immigrant YouTube party now sitting in parliament. As rice prices soar and frustration boils over, Ishiba's grip on power slips. Is Japan drifting rightward for good? Or is this just protest in a new political costume? Japan's political landscape shifted dramatically on July 20th, as Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba's ruling coalition lost control of the upper house in a bruising election that further weakens his already precarious grip on power. The Liberal Democratic Party and its coalition partner Komeito secured just 47 seats, falling short of the 50 needed to maintain their majority in the 248-seat upper chamber. Speaking on the evening of July 20th, after exit polls closed, Ishiba told NHK that he solemnly accepted the harsh result. The defeat comes on top of the coalition's worst showing in 15 years during October's lower house election, leaving Ishiba's administration increasingly vulnerable to no-confidence motions and mounting calls from within his party for leadership change.
We, the Liberal Democratic Party, LDP, have received an extremely harsh judgment from the people. While we are painfully aware of our grave responsibility for the results of the election, we believe that we must fulfill our responsibilities as the party with the most seats and our responsibilities to the people of the nation, while carefully and sincerely listening to the voices of the local people so that politics will not become stagnant or drift.
Despite the electoral setback, Ishiba remained defiant about his political future. When asked whether he intended to stay on as premier, he replied firmly,
"That's right, it's a difficult situation and we have to take it very humbly and seriously."
The timing could hardly be worse for Japan, the world's fourth largest economy, which faces an August 1st deadline to strike a trade deal with the United States or confront punishing tariffs in its largest export market. Opposition parties advocating for tax cuts and welfare spending struck a chord with voters frustrated by rising consumer prices, particularly the doubling cost of rice over the past year.
The LDP was largely playing defense in this election, being on the wrong side of a key voter issue. Polls show that most households want a cut to the consumption tax to address inflation, something that the LDP opposes. Opposition parties seized on it and hammered that message home.
The most striking development of Sunday's election was the emergence of the far-right Sanseito party as a major political force. The Fringe group, which first gained prominence on YouTube during the COVID-19 pandemic by spreading conspiracy theories about vaccinations and global elites, secured 14 seats with its Japanese First campaign and warnings about a silent invasion of foreigners.
The phrase Japanese First was meant to express rebuilding Japanese people's livelihoods by resisting globalism. I am not saying that we should completely ban foreigners or that every foreigner should get out of Japan.
The party's breakthrough reflects growing anxiety among some Japanese voters about immigration and foreign influence. Japan's rapidly aging society has seen foreign-born residents reach a record 3.8 million last year, though this represents just 3% of the total population, far smaller than proportions in the United States and Europe. The influx comes amid a tourism boom that has made foreigners far more visible across the country, contributing to rising prices that many Japanese find difficult to afford. Party's leader Sohei Kamiya, a former supermarket manager and English teacher, told Reuters before the election that he had drawn inspiration from US President Donald Trump's bold political style.
We were criticized as being xenophobic and discriminatory. The public came to understand that the media was wrong and Sanseito was right.
The party's influence extends beyond its seat count. Sanseito's focus on immigration has already shifted Japan's politics to the right, with Ishiba's administration announcing a new government task force to fight crimes and disorderly conduct by foreign nationals just days before the vote. The electoral defeat leaves Ishiba in an increasingly precarious position, having now lost majorities in both houses of parliament within months of taking office. Historical precedent suggests trouble ahead, as the last 3 LDP premiers who lost upper house majorities stepped down within 2 months of their defeats.
Prime Minister Ishiba is considered not conservative enough by many supporters of the former Prime Minister Abe. They think that he just doesn't have the nationalistic views on history. He doesn't have the strong views against China that Abe had.
The results underscore broader voter frustration with economic headwinds, cost of living pressures, and a string of political scandals that have plagued the LDP in recent years.
The ruling party will have to compromise in order to gain the cooperation of the opposition, and the budget will continue to expand. Overseas investors' evaluation of the Japan economy will also be quite harsh.
Despite mounting pressure, Ishiba appears determined to weather the storm, emphasizing the critical nature of upcoming trade negotiations with the United States. However, his weakened position opens the field for potential leadership challenges from notable LDP members, including Sanai Takaichi, who finished second in last year's leadership election, former Economic Security Minister Takayuki Kobayashi, and Shinjiro Koizumi, son of former Prime Minister Junichiro Koizumi. Ishiba, however, expressed determination to stay on and not create a political vacuum to tackle challenges such as US tariff threats. But he could face calls from within his party to step down or find another coalition partner. Any leadership change within the ruling party would almost certainly unleash political instability at a pivotal moment in US-Japan trade relations. For now, Ishiba remains in position, but the electoral earthquake of Sunday's vote has fundamentally altered Japan's political terrain, with far-reaching implications for both domestic policy and international relations.